overlooking Coal Point and beyond. Where Angeles Forest Highway meets Highway 14, near Acton, drive south on Angeles Forest Highway for 6.7 miles. Look for a parking pullout on the right. Meanwhile, the trail starts on a dirt road on the opposite side of the highway. The hiking difficulty rating is moderate to strenuous. The hike begins.
Starting off on the hike to Coal Point. Gonna go up this dirt road before I hit the ridge line.
The road climbs to a ridge access point, approaching the lower slope of Coal Point. Right before the road ends, a used trail appears to the left. Finding the Coal Point used trail. The trail becomes faint, but the route up the ridgeline is clear. Coal Point is straight ahead. Sometimes it is marked with a cairn or rock, but usually not. Just keep going straight up. After a steady climb, the gain starts to ease a bit. Ascending a false summit. Closing in on Coal Point. Approaching the summit. On the summit of Coal Point.
Victory is sweet and windy.
On the windy summit, but mostly concentrating on the two bonus peaks in the background.
Onto these other two peaks over here.
Those peaks in question are peaks 5840 and 5881.
5840.
Both appear reachable on freshly bulldozed firebreaks. Looking back at Coal Point. Taking the firebreak to the other two peaks. It actually looks easier than it was, since there is quite a bit of elevation gain involved. One of the many ups and downs on the way. Approaching peak 5840 first. Heading up peak 5840 was the steepest firebreak on the day. On the way, there was a false summit to go over. Then, approaching the summit. On the summit of peak 5840. Followed by a sudden descent on the firebreak to go toward peak 5881. Pausing before the big climb. just steps away from the third peak on the hike. Approaching the summit.
There it is, the summit. Third summit of the day, peak 5881.
Unfortunately, with the new fire breaks, the peaks look like construction sites.
A lot of ups and downs, and a lot of ups and downs on the way back.
Heading back down. Bypassing a return to peak 5840. I took a side gully below the peak. No serious bushwalking required. Leaving the gully and getting back on the fire break. After climbing back up the fire break, reapproaching Coal Point. Back on the summit of Coal Point. The significance is that there is no more climbing to do on the hike. Descending Coal Point. Returning toward the access road, and getting ready to walk it back to Angeles Forest Highway. Mission accomplished. The hike in review. From Angeles Forest Highway, pick up the utility road that later connects with the Summit Use Trail. The Use Trail climbs the lower slope of Coal Point in about 2 miles from the parking area. To get the next 2 peaks essentially doubles the elevation gain for the day, but is worth the effort. There is more climbing coming back to Coal Point before descending back to the highway.